Okay, next trainer. Juan Split. Okay, it's Gauntlet. We have to fight 2 different trainers at once. Or not at once, but we'll have to fight 2 trainers back to back with no breaks, I believe. Yeah, there's a little sign here. It says, a gauntlet with no access to a Poke Center between grunts 3 and 4. So we have to fight grunt 3 and grunt 4. We have to fight 9 Pokemon with 6. We are able to heal in between, though. The book looks so tough. Yeah, bright powder? What the hell, man? I have a question. Why the hell would you make a cup that is this shaped? Why? What's the point? It can fall over so much more easily. Why not make this, bro? It's not gonna ever tip over like that. Ever. You can still stack it. Who cares? I guess you can stack them better. But like, why not? Why have it like this? Why does every cup flare outwards? I just thought about it because I spilled my coffee today because my mom was visiting and she put coffee in one of my other cups. And it spilled over because it has a freaking round bottom and a tiny base. And I'm like, what is the point of this? Who thought this was a good idea? Well, you own that cup? Because that's the shape of every cup that I've seen. I just realized the cups that I usually prefer are cylinders. They don't tip. Manufacturing it is easier. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, everyone's good. So now we need to go teach Brick Rake. We need to buy Aerial Ace. So let's go buy Aerial Ace from Lily Cove. That looks like Aerial Ace to me. And I did just buy Aerial Ace. I did. Excellent. I'm very nervous we misunderstood Baton Pass AI somehow. All right, chat. We are spending one of our heart scales. Something that we have to do is basically when you get a Beedrill, you make sure it knows U-turn. Unfortunately, our Beedrill, when we caught it, was level 75, and it learned U-turn. You never learned U-turn. A relearner move for Beedrill is U-turn. It's incredibly valuable because when it Mega Evolves, it has adaptability, insane attack, and insane speed, and U-turn is really good to have. It does insane damage with Beedrill, and we need to learn it. So we're going to remember a move. Will cost me 1 heart scale, one of the few that we have left in the entire game. It will be useful. It will be very useful moving forwards. It's one of the most valuable scales in the game that you can use. So we're going to go to Nectarine and we're going to learn U-turn. So say goodbye to the heart scale as we learn U-turn. So yes, we will learn U-turn here. Over Endeavor, because Endeavor I can't imagine we ever use. Alright, so I deleted Endeavor. And that is 1 heart scale used. There are now 16 scales left in the entire game. Do you need a PP things or just Lepa? Yeah, you can't buy PP things though. We'll have to Lepa. That's a good shout. Remind me to use Lepa berries on Roost. That's very important. I would have forgot. I don't understand. Which way? I don't know which way to go. Wait, I know which way to go. I figured it out. Yes? No, wait. We can go either way. It's on the right. Left. Left. I don't trust you. The right is impossible? I'm just gonna do the right. Just... Why can I not do this? Is the right impossible, bro? Are you sure? You can't go right. Why can I not go right? Oh my god. Okay. I think that's the first trainer, and then there's the second trainer. This is the Seafloor Cavern Gauntlet, where you have to fight 2 trainers back to back. You cannot escape to the Pokemon Center. The escape rope does not work here. They have a team of 5 Pokemon and then a team of 4 Pokemon, and I need to bring 6 that can defeat all of them. We need to defeat a Cloyster that has Bright Powder, so we're gonna miss our moves. It has Hydro Pump, Shell Smash, Toxic Spikes, and Explosion. We have to defeat a Contrary Assault Vest Malamar that does, in fact, have superpower to raise its attack and defense every turn. A Choice Band Unnerve Aerodactyl with Stone Edge, Dual Wing Beat Aquatail, and Pursuit. A Frostlass, also with Bright Powder, but with the fun added bonus of having Cursed Body. So if we use a 100% accurate move and it doesn't kill, that move will probably be disabled. It has Nasty Plot, Sing, Hex, and Freeze Dry, just for the fun bits. And then we have an Adaptability Life Orb Crawdont with Crab Hammer, Knockoff, Aqua Jet, and Swords Dance. And not only that, because it's Seafloor Cavern, they also have Aurora Veil, so all of my attacks do half damage unless I get rid of that Veil. And that's just Battle 1. I think this is technically the longest line we have planned ever? I'm looking through this, and this is probably the longest line we have ever made, just because of all of the turns that we have to do to get the AI to do the right thing. It's balanced on a knife's edge, and if we slip off, we'll get cut and lose. Because chat, this is the team that's gonna do it, and this is the MVP team. So if we mess up, we lose, like, this is probably like 6 of my top 10 Pokemon. And there's a lot of very special, like, there's a lot of conditionals in this line where if this happens, I do this. If that happens, I do this. All right, I think we send it. We're all set up. We've taught all of our moves. We've done everything. I'm jumping, and I'm fighting the grunt. Let's go. Master J, thank you for the 3 months. So, the first Pokemon is a lovely little Cloyster. Now, this Cloyster is protected by Aurora Veil. Bang. So, we can't kill it in 1 hit, simply put. And it does have Bright Powder. So, the best that we can do is kill it in 2 hits. Which lets it do something on 1 of the turns. We're going to find out what that is right now. We will be using Aura Sphere, which cannot miss. Getting around the Bright Powder. It's super effective, but again, it doesn't kill because of Aurora Veil. So let's see what this Cloyster does. Hydro Pump or Toxic Spikes, I believe, is what it has to do on turn 1. I think 97.5% of the time it uses Toxic Spikes. How does he know everything that's going to happen? I'm confused. 4 hours of prep. 4 hours of prep. That's how we know. Alright, so we use Toxic Spikes as predicted, and it will now die to an Aura Sphere because we outspeed, and Aura Sphere is guaranteed to hit. Now, because Aurora Veil is still up, this Hydreigon is holding a Choice Scarf, so we outspeed everything, including that Aerodactyl I was talking about. We outspeed and outdamage everyone, except for Malamar and Aerodactyl, but Malamar is the first Pokemon in the Pokemon list, so the AI will pick Malamar to send out. Now, Malamar's strongest move is Super Power, which it will use to do insane damage, and it will also raise its attack and defense, which is pretty brutal, because Aurora Veil is up, and it's raising its attack and defense. And SIE has to use, obviously it has to use Aura Sphere, which just does not do enough damage. So we're going to switch into Beedrill, a bee, which takes superpower surprisingly well considering it's a bee. So Nectarine comes in, our beautiful bee. We suck up the Toxic Spikes. Fantastic. And we take the superpower pretty dang well, but look at that. Its attack rose. Very scary. So now, because it's a +1 attack and +1 defense, it can use Psycho Cut and Night Slash. But the bee is not, and it kills. It kills with both of those moves. But if we Mega Evolve, we can U-turn to get out before it hits us. Why did its attack rise? Doesn't Superpower do the opposite? It has the contrary ability, so all status effects are reversed. So the moves that usually have downsides have upsides. So we will Mega Evolve and then U-turn to deal incredible damage, because this is quad super effective. Now, this will not kill most of the time, but we get to see the Mega Bee for the first time. Look at it. Bang. And it did not crit, which means Hydreigon now gets to switch in on either Night Slash or Psycho Cut. There's the Night Slash. All right. And now, because we're Choice Scarfed, U-turn barely kills this Malamar. So we will now U-turn. The reason why we couldn't U-turn before was because we were Choice Scarfed again. And this U-turn barely kills. Which is pretty crazy. It just goes to show how much damage that Beedrill does. And now we can go into whatever we want. And the thing that I want is Mustard, which should bait in Aerodactyl's dual wing beat. Hopefully. Good. All right. And now this is a choice banded Aerodactyl. And so once it uses dual wing beat, it's forced to dual wing beat. So we're going to switch in a Pokemon that can take that dual wing beat, which is going to be Licorice. Licorice takes dual wing beats. It doesn't quite take them all day, but it does take them pretty well. So we both have Unnerve. I do have a Citrus Berry on Licorice. That is important. Now, this Aerodactyl, and this is crazy, we calculated that if it crit 18 times in a row with dual wing beat, it could cause some problems. So I gave Licorice a Citrus Berry to counteract that risk. Because when Aerodactyl dies, I then eat the berry immediately if I need it. Fortunately, it didn't crit on either of those hits, so we're totally perfectly safe, I believe. Regardless, I think we're free to roost now just to go back up to full HP. And because this is a slow roost, our flying type comes back now. Not that it really matters, because it's just going to spam dual wing beat. And now we're free to defog to finally get rid of that Aurora Veil. Because defog, Brick Break, and Psychic Fangs are the only way to remove it. So we will defog now. Oh, there's a critical hit! Get another 17 more of those and you're on your way to victory, Aerodactyl. Alright. Alright. So Aurora Veil's now worn off. And I need to now roost until I'm at full HP. So hopefully this low rolls and we don't need to roost twice, but... Okay, so I'll be at 1 below full HP. My notes say roost until full. I am going to roost until full. I don't care. If the line goes wrong and I need the Licorice to be on slightly higher HP, that's 1 extra HP we now have. Measure twice, cut once. Exactly. So now that we're at full HP, Smart Strike should 2-shot. 1 shot if we get a crit. One shot if we get a high roll crit. Alright. So, again, now, we will roost 1 more time. Because we need to finish this Aerodactyl off on high HP. That's an interesting time for a crit Aerodactyl, isn't it? Isn't it, buddy? Alright. And now, we will Smart Strike to finish it off. Perfect. Not full HP. That's okay. We calc for that. It's okay. It's okay. We're good. Aerodactyl now dead. The screens are also gone. The Aurora Veil is gone. So I believe Crawdaunt comes in next. And this Crawdaunt is going to 50-50 between Knockoff and Crab Hammer. We have pre-damaged our Golisopod to guaranteed survive a hit and guaranteed exit out. So Golisopod will switch in. And then... that's below half. There it is. And now... because Acai has already taken... we need to... so in this fight, Acai needed to take damage. And originally I exited to Acai, but then switched to Mustard. But I think optimally, it's best to just switch straight into Mustard now. Stay on the line. Well, I think technically going to Mustard is more optional because it saves us Oran Berries. Every time you stray from the line, something unexpected happens. I think we spent 4 hours just to improvise. No. This was the original line. But then we changed it to pre-damage Acai. But Acai took about the right amount of damage. So we don't actually need to damage it anymore. So I think we can go straight to mustard. Let me just double check. Yeah. There's literally no risk going to mustard. Okay. I've double checked everything. And if we just go to mustard, we win. So we exit to mustard. And mustard will kill with a close combat. Or brick break, honestly. A brick break also does it. What should I do? Close combat or brick break, chat? What do you guys think? I'll let you guys decide. What does the line say to do? I know what the line says to do, but I'm just curious what... The line says to close combat. I think most people said close combat. I'm not crunching. I'm going close combat. Either one is guaranteed to kill, but we'll close combat. Alright. So we take an Aqua Jet because it sees that we outspeed and kill it. We take some damage. There we go. How does it see you kill it? It just happens. It just knows. It just knows. I should have thrown a Pokeball. So now Frostlass comes in, and this was one of the big problems of this fight. It has Freeze Dry, it has Hex, it has a whole bunch of nonsense. It cannot use Nasty Plot this turn because it sees that I kill it in one hit with Crunch. It has Bright Powder as well in Curse Body. So the one move that we need to have 100% accurate, it needs to one-shot. The highest damaging move that this has is Freeze Dry, so it's going to use Freeze Dry or it's going to use Sing on this turn. So, we're free to switch in a Scavalier, who you can see is Toxic Poisoned thanks to a Wild Salazzle. And Sing fails because we're Toxic Poisoned. And now its highest damaging move is Hex, because I am Toxic Poisoned. And with an Expert Belt, Smart Strike barely KOs. And I mean barely. I'm going to tell you how much it barely kills. If we were holding a Metal Coat, it would not kill. If we're holding an Expert Belt, it does kill. Now, if you're familiar with Pokemon, you'll know that they're both a 1.2x damage boost. But because of rounding and where they're put into the formula, Expert Belt does one more. So Smart Strike kills here as we take a Hex, which will do quite a lot. Whoa! And that KOs. And that's the first fight down. Team Aqua Grunt 1 done. And now the second fight is... I mean, here's the thing. What we ended up doing was we planned out the first fight, and then with the team we used to beat the first fight, we figured out how to beat the second fight. So the first fight was pretty simple. This next fight has... several different branching paths where it's like, if this happens, do this. If this happens, do that. Let's change our team now. We need to heal up our team and make sure we're good. So, everyone needs to be at full HP, except for Acai, who needs to be below 246 HP. So, let's heal, Escargot. First thing, let's heal Escargot's poison. Let's heal HP first, and then we'll do PP after. So, we'll go into my medicines. Do I have an antidote by chance? No? Alright, well, full heal. Use. Yeah, we're putting Acai to 244 HP. Exactly. We will now use Hyper Potions on everyone except for Acai. So now, to get Acai's HP to a comfortable level, we will be using one Oran Berry. To do 234, we need to be below 246. I'm going to triple check this. Yes, it's 246 we need to be below. So one more Oran Berry will bring me to 244, which is perfect because that's 2 under where we need to be. Good. All right, so that's been pre-damaged. Let's sort out our items now. We need to take item. We need to take the choice scarf from Hydreigon, and we need to give it the choice specs, which we have. We need to give Mustard a citrus berry. We need Licorice to have no item. Escargot, no item. P should not see the heat of battle, so I will give it a citrus berry in case we need to pivot in some emergency extreme situation. Thank you, chat. We need to teach Aerial Ace to Corviknight, which we bought from Lily Cove City. It's one of the few TMs you can buy. The TMs you're able to buy are the 100% accuracy moves and the moves that lower speed generally. So, we bought Aerial Ace, and we will use it to replace Smart Strike, which is a different 100% accuracy move, which you can also buy. So it is a flex slot on Licorice. We will get rid of Smart Strike and replace with the Aerial Ace just because of requirements during this. You cannot buy them infinitely because you don't have infinite money in this, but it's pretty close. Anyways, so we do need to use a Lepa Berry on Licorice's Roost so it can guarantee survive some fights. I need to check that Aerial Ace does not have 8 PP now, just to be sure. Okay. I think we are set. We have done everything that we need to. We've given Urshifu a Citrus Berry. This should, in theory, if we get decent luck, Mustard just takes everything out here. If we get bad luck, then there's a diverging, branching path that takes quite a while to sort out. Anyways, let's just do this. Let's send this and figure it out. So let's figure this out and see which line we get. But we should be okay. Regardless, I think. Here we go. So. This is the problem. The Scolipede. This Scolipede obviously survives any hit thanks to the Aurora Veil. It has Speed Boost. It also has Swords Dance. It also has Baton Pass, which is very scary because all of the Pokemon are slow physical attackers. We need to get rid of that damn screen. And now this is the first turn. This is the first coin flip. It can Swords Dance or it can Mega Horn. If Mega Horn hits us, the lines get really complicated and there's a really high chance and there's a higher chance that we miss something. We would actually like it to Swords Dance or miss Mega Horn on this turn while we break the Aurora Veil. So our fingers are crossed. We want to see Swords Dance or a miss. Okay. That simplifies things a lot. So. Because of how the AI works, it now sees, I got the boosts. I got to give it to someone right now. And so it will be using Baton Pass. And it will send in the Pokemon that it thinks can best my Urshifu. My Urshifu cannot one-shot Delmise, but I can one-shot everybody else, basically. So it will be sending in Delmise, because it's like, Delmise is fine. And Delmise actually has a Quick Claw. Fortunately, the AI cannot... It's going to use Baton Pass, but it actually, when it's switching and making its decisions, it doesn't see those stat boosts yet. So, that allows me, on this turn, to crunch the Scolipede, but hit the Delmise. So there's Baton Pass. Delmise comes in. It receives all of the boosts, but crunch hits. And now, we're actually faster than a +1 speed Delmise, but it has a Quick Claw, and it can one-shot me if that Quick Claw activates. But, we have Sucker Punch, which out-prioritizes the Quick Claw. So, Sucker Punch kills. However, so there's Sucker Punch, and Delmise goes down. And then, the Scolipede comes back in. And we have a similar type of coin flip, where, again, it is either going to Swords Dance or it is going to Mega Horn. If it uses Mega Horn, then the line could get a little funky. But if it uses Swords Dance, that's a good thing. So again, we want it to Swords Dance as we hit it with a crunch. I can't remember if it's some. But we'll crunch here because that is our highest damaging move. And there's the Mega Horn. Okay. All right, so now that it has the speed boost, it now is like, I got a speed boost. I got to give this to somebody. So it will be switching into the only Pokemon that, again, I do not kill in one hit. But, again, because I know that Pokemon is coming in guaranteed, I can simply crunch. Because it didn't Swords Dance. And so it can't kill me. So now we crunch this Huntail. Even at +1, this Huntail doesn't outspeed me because it's so slow. And close combat will kill it before it can do anything. And now, Scolipede comes back in for a third time. But because I am at -1 defense, -1 special defense, Scolipede now sees that it's going to kill me. And it's guaranteed to use Mega Horn. And it's faster than me. But if I've done my math correctly, if it is below 40% HP, which it definitely is, a Sucker Punch is guaranteed to kill. It is guaranteed to attack, but I am guaranteed to outspeed and kill with Sucker Punch. Good. There was technically the combination of Brick Break, Crunch, and Sucker Punch. Those three had a 1 in... It was about a 1 in 1,200 to not kill, which is why I had to check that. If we got the 1 in 1,200, we had a different line prepared. But it didn't happen. We were good. So Dreadnought now comes in. But we just outspeed and kill the Dreadnought in one hit with close combat. So close combat kills. And that is the Seafloor Cavern Gauntlet defeated. All right. Can you show the text document of the line for fun? Sure. Here's what that line looked like. Baton Pass a Huntail, Crunch kills, close combat kills. Scolipede comes in. If it's below 40%, Sucker Punch kills. Dreadnought comes in. Close combat kills. If it's above 40%, then we switch in Corviknight. We take whatever move. It Baton passes to Dreadnought. We switch to Hydreigon. Draco Meteor kills. Then Scolipede comes in. And then we switch to Corviknight and Aerial Ace kills. But we needed to check our HP to see if we needed to roost or not. If it happened to use Mega Horn on the first turn, then we had to Baton Pass to Delmise, switch to Corviknight, take an Anchor Shot, spam Roost, and then Aerial Ace until it kills. We needed to switch in... then Dreadnought would come in. We needed to switch for Hydreigon. Dreadnought most likely used Rocks, which Draco Meteor then killed. Scolipede would come in. We switch to Scavalier. Scolipede would then Baton Pass a Huntail. We switch to Hydreigon, who is either going to take Rocks damage, or it's going to be already damaged from taking Stone Edge, or it could have missed. Draco Meteor then... kills the Huntail, and we needed to guarantee the Scolipede didn't use Swords Dance. We needed it to see a kill. This is the line where we needed to pre-damage Hydreigon, because Scolipede not needed to see a kill with Mega Horn in this one. If it happened to get the 2.5% chance of using Stone Edge, and then the 10% chance of Stone Edge missing. That is why we had to pre-damage Hydreigon. But we didn't have to do it. Is this the way out? This is the way out! Wait, what the hell is going on? What? I thought I was... Huh? Now what? Now we can move on to the next trainer. You know what, chat? I'm starting to get hungry. It's 8 o'clock. I haven't eaten since that pad thai. We'll figure this out on Wednesday. Just a 2-day wait.